Sand, sea, and silence. If someone were to look at today's Dubai and close their eyes and travel back thousands of years, they would not see glass towers, bright highways, and skyscrapers, but rather a quiet beach, a blue sea, strong winds, and a few people walking on the sand, fighting for their survival between the heat of the sun and the merciless waves of the sea. The story of Dubai does not begin with a king's palace, nor does it originate from the throne of an empire. But rather this story begins with a beach, a creek, a few boats, and a few dreaming eyes. Today, Dubai, which the world considers a symbol of progress, wealth, and modernity, was founded by people who had neither wealth, nor technology, nor global power, but only courage, patience, and trust in the sea. In ancient times, the area that is now Dubai was a natural coastal area on the southeastern coast of Arabia. Life here depended entirely on nature. Rainfall was low. The land was barren. Trees were scarce, and the sea was the main source of food. This is why the people who lived here thousands of years ago were involved in fishing, hunting, and maritime trade. Archaeological evidence has shown that there were human settlements in this region at least 3,000 years ago. Dubai Creek, which is now known as a historical landmark, was actually the artery of life during this period. This creek served as a natural harbor where small boats would anchor, unload goods, and trade caravans would sail inland. The area was part of ancient trade routes. The coast of Dubai was a natural stopover in the maritime trade between Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, Persia, and Oman. Goods such as pearls, fish, dates, and salt were exchanged here. Although Dubai had no official name or state identity at the time, the region was always in motion. The traders, sailors, and travelers who passed through here knew, recognized, and considered this coast safe. Time passed. Centuries changed course, but the fate of Dubai was still silent. Arab tribes would come to this area, stay, then migrate in another direction. The concept of a permanent state or city had not yet been born. Life here was simple, harsh, and limited. The intense heat, lack of water, and scarcity of resources never considered this region worthy of a large population. But these harsh conditions strengthened those who had the courage to stay here. After the rise of Islam, the region became part of the wider civilization of the Arab world. Although no major intellectual or political centers were established here, the Dubai coast continued to be involved in commercial activities. Merchants from the Islamic world would come here, stop and rest, and then move on. During this period, Dubai's role was that of a quiet but important passage, neither a center nor an empire, but not completely unimportant either. When European powers entered the Indian Ocean in the 15th and 16th centuries, the Gulf region also came to their attention. The Portuguese influenced Gulf trade for a time, but an inconspicuous coast like Dubai was largely shielded from the attention of the major powers. This inconspicuousness later proved to be a blessing, as the local tribes here maintained a large degree of autonomy. Until the end of the 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century, the area of Dubai was under the influence of various Arab tribes. It was a small settlement where a few hundred people lived. The roofs of the houses were made of palm leaves. The walls were made of mud, and the center of life was the sea. The men were mostly busy fishing and pearling, while the women took care of the household chores. The children were raised in harsh conditions, but this harshness made them strong. A new era began in the Gulf in the early 19th century. The British Empire began to increase its interest in the region in order to secure maritime trade. Treaties signed in the name of ending piracy had a profound impact on the politics of the Gulf states. Dubai also began to indirectly become part of this process, although until then, Dubai was only a small settlement. This was the backdrop against which the year 1833 arrived, and it was the year that changed the course of Dubai's history forever. That same year, a branch of the Banu Yas tribe, the Al Maktoum family, set foot on this shore. It was not a grand procession, nor a declaration of victory, but a silent migration. A few families, a few camels, a few boats, and a decision not to back down. This was the moment where the real story of Dubai began. A story written with patience, vision, sacrifice, and extraordinary insight. But this was only the beginning. The real journey, the real trials, the real decisions, and the real growth were yet to come. With the arrival of the Al Maktoum family, the silent sands of Dubai were resounding with the sound of a permanent purpose for the first time. This was not just the migration of a tribe, but the beginning of a discipline, leadership, and vision that would transform Dubai from a modest coastal settlement into a global hub in the centuries to come. When Sheikh Maktoum bin Bati arrived on the shores with his people, there was no ready-made city, no fortified forts, no formal markets, just the sea, the creek, and a few local settlements busy with their simple lives. But the Al Maktoums did not choose this place simply as a place to live, but as the foundation for the future. In the early years, life in Dubai was very simple but organized. Sheikh Maktoum first prioritized peace because he knew that trade only flourished where there was security. Relations with local tribes were improved, sea routes were protected, and anyone who wanted to come here with the intention of hard work and trade was welcomed. This was the thinking that began to make Dubai different from other Gulf settlements. Here, one's skills and intentions were given more importance than one's race, language, or religion. By the mid-19th century, Dubai was gradually becoming a prominent trading center. Dubai Creek was the center of all this activity. Wooden boats, called dhows, would come and go in the creek every morning and evening. These boats carried dates, fish, pearls, and other goods that were part of local and international trade. The pearl industry was the most important pillar of Dubai's economy at that time. Natural pearls from the waters of the Gulf were famous throughout the world, and Dubai had become an important center for this trade. Pearl diving was a dangerous but lucrative profession. Divers would descend into the deep waters without any modern equipment, hold their breath, search for pearls, and then return to the surface. The process was deadly, but thousands of people participated in it every year. In the summer, the entire city revolved around this industry. The departure of boats, the arrival of merchants, and the bustle of the markets became the hallmark of Dubai. Although wealth was limited in this era, movement, hard work, and prosperous, and hope were visible everywhere. At the same time, British influence was also gradually increasing. Treaties with Britain gave Dubai a kind of international identity. Although these treaties did not completely eliminate political autonomy, they consolidated Dubai as a safe trading port. Foreign traders, especially from India and Iran, began to come to Dubai. They opened shops here, built warehouses, and gave a new dimension to the local economy. By the beginning of the 20th century, Dubai had become a small but vibrant city. The population was not large, but everyone was engaged in some economic activity. The structure of the houses was still simple, but the hustle and bustle of life in the markets had increased. Dubai's greatest strength during this period was its open economy. There were no heavy taxes here, no strict restrictions, and this was the reason why traders felt free to come here. But time is not always the same. In the 1930s, Dubai suffered the biggest economic shock in its history. The invention of synthetic pearls in Japan sharply reduced the global demand for natural pearls. At the same time, the global recession further affected trade. Dubai, whose economy was largely dependent on pearls, was plunged into a severe crisis. Thousands of people became unemployed, incomes plummeted, and poverty gripped the city. This was the time when the real test of Dubai's leadership began. Sheikh Zayed bin Maktoum, who was the ruler at that time, did not give up despite the difficult circumstances. He decided to make Dubai a completely tax-free port. This was a bold step because at that time, the sources of income were already limited. But this decision, once again, made Dubai attractive to businessmen. People from India, Iran, and other regions started coming here and settling. Dubai's economy slowly started to breathe. During this period, Dubai's social structure also began to change. People of different nationalities and cultures began to live in the same city. The languages were different, the customs and traditions were different, but the goal was the same: to work hard and build a better future. Dubai established its identity as a city that tolerates differences and provides opportunities. After World War II, the world began to change rapidly. Oil was becoming increasingly important. The map of global trade was changing, and the Gulf region was once again becoming the center of attention of world powers. Although Dubai was not rich in oil, its leadership had realized the coming times. The need for infrastructure, the concept of modern ports, and planning for the future were gradually taking shape in Dubai's mind. All of this was the preparation for a major turning point that would completely transform Dubai in a few decades. A turning point where sand, sea, and hard work were to be combined with vision, planning, and courage. This story was not even half complete. The real transformation, the real construction, and the real global recognition were still to come. And all of them were to make Dubai what the world looks upon with wonder today in the years to come. Time was slowly moving towards an era where decisions were not made just according to the circumstances, but with the future in mind. Dubai was still a city with limited resources, but a restlessness had developed within it that was not ready to accept stagnation. By the middle of the 20th century, the world had passed through the effects of the Industrial Revolution. The importance of ports was increasing. Air travel was emerging and global trade was taking a new shape. If Dubai had continued at the same old pace, it might have been lost to the margins of history. But nature gave this city a leadership that had the ability to understand the time ahead of time. When Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum took power in 1958, Dubai was not much different. A small population, low income, lack of basic amenities, and no oil. But what made Sheikh Rashid unique was his vision. He saw Dubai not as it is now, But in the next 50 years, he knew that if Dubai was to survive, it would have to build on trade, infrastructure, and openness. He first focused on Dubai Creek because he believed that it was Dubai's lifeblood. The decision was made to deepen the creek so that larger ships could enter. Although at that time, Dubai did not have the resources to easily complete the project. This decision was heavily criticized. Many called it wasteful spending. Some called it madness. But Sheikh Rashid stuck to his decision. He took out loans, raised resources, and turned the creek into a modern port. This was the moment when Dubai first sent a message to the world that this city was not a slave to circumstances, but wanted to be the architect of its own future. After the expansion of the creek, commercial activity increased significantly. Large ships began to arrive, and Dubai once again became prominent on the map of the region. With this in mind, Dubai embarked on even bigger projects in the 1960s. Roads were built, electricity and water systems were improved, schools and hospitals were established. All this was happening at a time when Dubai had no reliable source of income. This development was not due to any oil, but to confidence, planning, and the ability to take risks. This is where Dubai's story diverges from the rest of the Gulf states. In 1966, an event occurred that certainly accelerated Dubai's pace, but did not change its direction. Oil was discovered in Dubai. Although the discovery was welcome, the oil reserves were limited. Sheikh Rashid knew full well that this wealth would not last forever. He made oil a means, not a destination. Instead of spending the oil revenue on immediate luxuries, it was invested in ports, airports, roads, and institutions. This was the decision that secured Dubai for the future. During this period, Port Rashid was built, which became a symbol of modern maritime trade. Then came the Jebel Ali Port project, which many experts in the world at the time considered unnecessary and overly large. The idea of building such a large port in the middle of the desert was unbelievable. But of free zones and easy rules for foreign investors attracted companies from around the world. Dubai understood that the future was not just in the trade of goods, but also in services, finance, and transportation. That is why it presented itself as a place where every businessman in the world could come and feel safe and free. Over time, Dubai's population grew, the city expanded, and the desert gradually turned into concrete. But despite this development, Dubai did not abandon its poor identity. Decisions were still made quickly, bureaucracy was minimal, and the vision was clear. This is why, when the world entered the era of globalization in the 1990s, Dubai was already ready for it. This was the stage where Dubai stood on the threshold of becoming not just a regional, but a global city. But there was still another major change to come, a change that would make Dubai not just a business hub, but a symbol. This change was linked to tourism, image-making, and the dream economy, which gave Dubai a new identity on the world map. The foundations laid at the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th centuries were now about to take full effect. Under Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed, Dubai's leadership was entering a phase where construction was not just about bricks and mortar, but about a global vision. The world had changed. The Cold War was ending. Borders were softening, and capital now wanted to go where it could find speed, security, and freedom. Dubai had prepared itself for this capital. The 1990s marked the beginning of a new era for Dubai. The Gulf War created uncertainty in the region, but Dubai turned this situation into an opportunity. While many investors began to leave the region, Dubai presented itself as a safe, neutral, and business-friendly place. This was the time when Dubai began to shape its image on a global scale. Rather than just being a trade hub, the city was conceived as an experience, not just a port or a market. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who had become the main architect of Dubai's management and development strategy during this period, played a key role in turning this vision into reality. In his mind, Dubai was a city that would serve as a bridge between the East and the West, where there would be business, tourism, culture, and modernity. This was why Dubai decided to make tourism the main pillar of its economy. It was a bold decision, because at that time, the world knew Dubai as little more than a desert. Dubai was the first to adapt its infrastructure to world standards. A network of roads, a modern airport, metro projects, and urban planning began to give the city a new look. At the same time, Dubai further expanded the concept of free economic zones, where foreign companies were given full ownership, tax breaks, and simplified regulations. These were the amenities that investors from around the world were looking for, and Dubai provided them with a place. In the field of tourism, Dubai thought outside the box. Instead of relying solely on the sea, like typical coastal cities, Dubai launched projects that became examples in the world. Artificial islands, luxury hotels, the world's tallest shopping malls, and entertainment centers made Dubai a city of dreams. Projects like the Burj Al Arab were not just buildings, but a message that Dubai does not accept mediocre thinking. The culmination of this thinking came in the form of the Burj Khalifa. When this skyscraper was announced, doubts arose around the world. The world's tallest building in a desert? This idea seemed unrealistic to many people. But Dubai once again proved that impossible is just a word, not a reality. The construction of the Burj Khalifa made Dubai the center of global media. This building was not just a symbol of height, but a symbol of a mentality that does not recognize limits. Over time, Dubai has proven itself to be not just a city of the rich, but also a city of workers, entrepreneurs, and dreamers. People from all over the world came here, some as laborers, some as engineers, some as traders, and some as tourists. Dubai gave them all a system, a purpose, and a pace. This is why today, a large part of Dubai's population consists of foreigners. But despite this, the city's identity has remained intact. In the second decade of the 21st century, Dubai took another step forward. The concept of a smart city, digital governance, artificial intelligence, and sustainable development became part of Dubai's policy. The future began to be seen, not only in buildings, but also in systems. Expo 2020, which was later held in 2021, was a major opportunity for Dubai to showcase its capabilities on the global stage. This event proved that Dubai can not only build, but also bring the world together. Today's Dubai is a city in constant motion. Nothing is permanent here. Everything is in the process of evolution. New buildings, new projects, new policies, and new dreams. Dubai has learned the lesson that if it stops, it will be left behind. This is why plans like Vision 2040 were introduced, where the idea of making the city more humane, sustainable, and balanced was presented. The current Dubai is not just a story of wealth or progress, but a story of a mindset. The story of a city that was born in difficult circumstances, went through crises, but never changed its direction. From sand to glass, from silent shores to bright horizons, Dubai's journey is proof that if the vision is clear, the leadership is strong, and the decisions are timely, the course of history can be changed. The story doesn't end here, because Dubai never considers itself complete. The city is still busy building its future, and perhaps that is its greatest strength. Over time, as Dubai's buildings have grown taller, the stories that live within the city have also grown deeper. Dubai is often seen only from its glistening surface, but beneath that surface breathes a society that is constantly connected to hard work, discipline, and sacrifice. This city is not just made of glass and steel, but is shaped by the dreams, sweat, and hopes of millions of people. Behind every street, every building, and every project are human stories that reveal the true spirit of Dubai. Dubai's social structure is unique in its kind. People from almost every region of the world have settled here. People from Asia, Africa, Europe, and America live in the same city with different cultures. This diversity was both a challenge and a strength for Dubai. A challenge because it is not easy to keep people from so many different backgrounds in order. And a strength because it is this diversity that makes Dubai a global city. Dubai has managed this diversity from the beginning through law, order, and clear regulations. Everyone here knows that with freedom comes responsibility. The working class is the undermentioned but overrepresented pillar of Dubai's development. Construction workers, drivers, cleaners, hotel staff, and office workers all work together to keep the city running. Many of them came from faraway places, hoping to build a better life for their families. Dubai offered them opportunities, but the journey was not easy. Hard work, long working hours, and a limited personal life were the price of this development. Over time, Dubai also began to focus on workers' rights, housing, and amenities, as it recognized that sustainable development is not just about buildings, but about people. Culturally, Dubai strikes a delicate balance. On the one hand, modernity, fashion, and global trends, and on the other, local traditions, Arab values, and Islamic identity. Dubai decided that development does not mean erasing tradition, but rather embracing it. That is why, alongside modern malls and nightlife, mosques, traditional souks, and cultural festivals were also promoted. Old Dubai, which includes historic areas such as Al Fahidi, still bears witness to the city's unwavering commitment to its roots. Dubai has also been criticized, and this criticism is part of its story. Some call it an artificial city, some consider it a center of excessive show, and some call its rapid development unnatural. But Dubai has taken these criticisms seriously, rather than ignoring them. Challenges such as environmental problems, water scarcity, energy consumption, and urban pressure have been recognized, and work has begun to solve them. Solar energy projects, green buildings, and sustainable urban planning are the result of this thinking. Dubai has repeatedly taught the lesson of not relying on a single sector. After oil, trade, tourism, real estate, finance, technology, and logistics were all given equal importance. This is why Dubai has shown the ability to recover despite global economic crises. The 2008 financial crisis hit Dubai hard, but the crisis has made the importance of discipline, transparency, and long-term planning even more clear. Reforms were made, the system was strengthened, and confidence was restored. Education and the knowledge economy have also become an important part of Dubai's future. World-class universities, research centers, and innovation institutions have been established in Dubai to transform the city from a consumer to a creator. The message to the younger generation is that the future is not just built in buildings, but in minds. Technology, artificial intelligence, and the digital economy have become the foundation of Dubai's next phase. Dubai is now at a juncture where it needs to increase its depth along with its speed. Vision 2040 is a reflection of this thinking, with an emphasis on improving housing, expanding green spaces, promoting community life, and raising the quality of life. Dubai is now talking about balanced development, not just rapid growth, so that future generations can call this city theirs. This entire story, from ancient shores to modern megacity, is a testament to the fact that Dubai is not just a place, but an idea. An idea that says that if conditions are not favorable, change them. If resources are limited, enlarge the vision. And if the world does not believe, self-belief is enough. The documentary about Dubai is not really a story of a city, but of human determination. And perhaps that is why the story is not yet complete, because Dubai is still dreaming its dreams and turning them into reality. Looking to the future, Dubai's story seems to be entering a new phase, one where the city is not limited to the land, but extends its ambitions to the sky and space. This is a phase where Dubai seeks to reinvent itself, rather than rest on its laurels. The city has proven time and again that the greatest danger to it is stagnation, which is why it has always seen the future as a plan, a vision, and a continuous process. In the third decade of the 21st century, Dubai made technology not just a convenience, but a fundamental pillar of governance. Digital government, paperless offices, smart services, and artificial intelligence-based decisions became part of Dubai's administrative system. Data was used to make urban life easier, faster, and more transparent. From traffic to health, education to security, technology was given centrality in every sector. The aim was not just to look modern, but to save time, resources, and human energy. In line with this thinking, Dubai began to present itself as a global innovation hub. Opportunities were provided here for startups, technology companies, and research institutes. The message was given to young minds that this city is not only a provider of jobs, but also a platform for turning ideas into reality. Sectors like artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and biotechnology have become part of Dubai's future economy. This is the stage where Dubai is shifting its identity away from just construction and towards knowledge and creation. Dubai's space journey is also a reflection of this vision. When Dubai announced its Mars mission, many people considered it a mere symbolic move, but the move was actually a message. It was a message to its younger generation that their dreams are not limited to Earth. The aim of this space program was not just to promote science, but also to promote education, research, and self-confidence. Dubai showed that a city that a few decades ago was struggling for water and electricity can now declare its presence in space. Dubai has also taken on a unique role in global politics and diplomacy. The city presents itself as a platform for dialogue rather than a center of conflict. Global conferences, exhibitions, and negotiations are held here, where different ideologies, nations, and interests come together in one place. Dubai has understood that the power of the future lies not only in military or resources, but also in connectivity, trust, and cooperation. That is why the city presents itself as a neutral but effective global center. Environmental challenges are a reality for Dubai that cannot be ignored. Water scarcity, rising temperatures, and environmental stress are constant problems in the region. Dubai has embraced these challenges and made sustainability part of its policy. Large-scale solar energy projects, water recycling, green buildings, and eco-friendly transport systems indicate that Dubai is thinking about its future generations. It has been recognized that development cannot last if it goes against nature. On a social level, Dubai is now seeking a new balance. A balance where rapid development is accompanied by human connections, community life, and peace of mind. Parks, walkways, cultural centers, and community spaces are part of this thinking. Dubai is now striving to become not just a place to work, but a place to live. This is a significant shift, because the city now wants to improve itself not only for the outside world, but also for its residents. The story of Dubai, if viewed as a whole, is one of continuous evolution. In every era, the city has asked itself a question: what next? And then answered that question through action. From ancient fishermen to modern engineers, from pearl divers to space scientists, this journey is not just a journey of time, but a journey of changing thinking. Dubai has proven that geography is not destiny. The real destiny is created by vision and decisions. Today, when the camera pans over the Dubai skyline, it captures not just buildings, but an idea. An idea that the impossible is only a temporary obstacle. An idea that if man wants, he can build a city on sand. The documentary of Dubai is actually the story of this belief. And perhaps that is why this story is never complete, because each completed scene becomes the basis for the next dream. As Dubai's journey unfolds, the questions hidden within the story become clearer. Questions that arise with every major city, every emerging power, and every rapid development. Dubai's story is not just a list of achievements, but an ongoing dialogue with itself and with the world. This dialogue is about where to draw the line between speed and balance, how to balance power and responsibility, and how to ground the economy of dreams on the ground of reality. Dubai's internal contradictions are often hidden in its glamour, but they are there, and that is why they are important. On one side is the city that attracts the world's richest people, and on the other are the millions of people who work day and night to run the city. This difference is not only economic, but also social and psychological. Dubai has never claimed to completely eliminate this difference, but it has certainly tried to ensure that this difference does not break the stability of the city. The strictness of the laws, the observance of discipline, and state surveillance are part of the same goal, so that the immense diversity does not turn into chaos. Another big question is identity. Dubai is a city where the local population is in the minority and the foreign majority. This situation is seen with such intensity in very few cities in the world. Despite this, Dubai has tried to maintain its Arab and Islamic identity. This identity has not been imposed in any aggressive way, but rather established through law, tradition, and symbols. The call to prayer in mosques, respect for the official language, national festivals, and continuity of leadership are reminders that this city is certainly global, but not rootless. Global changes also influence Dubai's direction. fluctuations in the global economy, rapid technological change, new geopolitical tensions, and environmental risks are all factors that constantly challenge Dubai. But what's special about Dubai is that it always sees risk not just as a problem, but as an opportunity. That's why when the world moved towards remote work, digital nomads, and new lifestyles, Dubai opened itself up to it. New visa systems, long-term residency schemes, and business facilities are part of this response. Economically, the biggest challenge for Dubai is to continue to diversify its growth. It is important to give centrality to knowledge, research and innovation, alongside real estate, tourism, and trade. Dubai has understood the fact that the economy of the future must not only be beautiful to look at, but also strong in thought. That is why research centers, educational institutions, and technology parks are not just symbolic projects, but long-term investments. On a human level, Dubai's future is tied to how much it makes its residents feel like they belong. A city that is just a place to work doesn't last long. That's why Dubai has begun to emphasize community, culture, and quality of life. The planning of residential areas, green spaces, patronage of the arts, and promotion of sports are all aimed at ensuring that people don't just earn money in this city, but also live it. If the entire history of Dubai could be summed up in one sentence, it would be that the city refuses to be familiar. As the world begins to understand Dubai, it changes itself. This is both its strength and its danger. Strength because it avoids stagnation, and danger because constant change can be exhausting. The real test of Dubai in the coming years will be how it keeps its momentum going and carries its people along. Ultimately, the story of Dubai is not the story of a city, but the story of a question. The question that man asks himself in every era. Where did we come from? Where do we stand? And where do we want to go? Dubai has answered this question in its own way in every era. Through survival in the era of fishermen, through openness in the era of traders, and through vision in the modern era. Perhaps this answer will be even more different in the coming time. But one thing is certain, Dubai will not stop asking questions, and as long as the questions are alive, this city will also remain alive and vibrant. This narrative does not end here, because Dubai's journey is still ongoing. With every sunrise, a new project, a new dream. And a new test emerges. And perhaps this is the true identity of this city, that it never considers itself complete. This journey now reaches a point where the story is no longer just about the past and the present, but becomes a collective question. The question that every great civilization asks itself at the height of its existence. Is what we have created just to please the eyes or to support the soul? Dubai stands on the brink of this very question today. A city that emerged on the world map with extraordinary speed, which turned sand into wealth. But now, the real test before it is how to turn its speed into meaning. Dubai's current leadership is fully aware of the fact that big projects and tall buildings alone cannot keep a city alive forever. That is why in recent years, the narrative seems to be slowly changing. Now the conversation is not just about development, but about happiness, quality of life, and the human experience. Making happiness a regular part of government policy is a sign of this change. This recognition that humans are not mere production machines, but creatures with feelings, dreams, and relationships opens a new chapter in Dubai's thinking. Education is central to this new chapter. Dubai knows that if it is to remain relevant in the coming century, it must equip its young generation with not just skills, but also the ability to think. Critical thinking, creative expression, and ethical awareness are all elements that will shape the leadership of the future. The presence of world-class educational institutions, innovation in curricula, and an emphasis on research are all part of this strategy. Dubai no longer wants its youth to just serve the world, but to show it a new direction. Culture and the arts are also playing a major role in shaping this new Dubai. The city's spirit is being expressed through museums, art galleries, literary festivals, and music events. These activities are a sign that Dubai wants to present itself not only as an economic hub, but also as a cultural experience. This effort transforms the city from a place to be seen to a place to be felt. But with every dream comes risk. Global climate change is a serious reality for cities like Dubai. Rising temperatures, pressure on water resources, and energy demand are all problems that cannot be solved by technology alone, but by collective consciousness. Dubai has certainly taken steps in this direction, but the journey is long. The real question is whether it is possible to live in harmony with nature without slowing down the pace of development. This question will determine the direction of Dubai's future. Dubai's responsibilities on the global stage are also growing. A city that accommodates people from all over the world also has to grapple with questions of global values, justice, and balance. Standing at this crossroads of trade, diplomacy, and culture, Dubai has to decide what kind of example it wants to set. Does it want to be simply a successful city, or a city that also provides guidance for others? If this entire story were to be seen in a single frame, it would begin on a quiet beach where a few people are looking out to sea, and end on a bright horizon where skyscrapers are talking to the sky. But the real story is hidden between these two scenes. This story is about decisions, mistakes, corrections, and above all, it is about man's stubbornness to change circumstances rather than accepting them. Dubai has never claimed to be perfect. Perhaps that is its greatest strength. It has always considered itself an experiment, an experience that gets better with time. That is why failure here is not seen as the end, but as an opportunity to learn. This is what sets it apart from others. In the end, the story of Dubai is like a mirror in which the world can see itself. In this mirror, we see our desires as well as our fears. This story teaches us that progress requires not only speed, but also direction. If the direction is right, then speed itself takes on meaning. And in this era, Dubai's true identity was no longer just a port or a small settlement, but rather a symbol of a dream that desert dwellers had realized through their hard work, foresight, and foresight. Dubai Creek, which had been a haven for fishermen, pearl divers, and merchant ships for centuries, was now a well-organized commercial artery. Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum understood long ago that if Dubai was to survive, it would have to invest in people, trade, and knowledge rather than relying solely on natural resources. In the early 1960s, when the foundations of modern infrastructure were being laid in Dubai, there was no electricity in every home, no paved roads, and no organized health and education institutions. But the vision was clear. First, the port was expanded so that large ships could anchor. Dubai Creek was deepened, for which loans were taken. Opposition was raised, concerns were expressed. But time proved that this decision was going to change the fate of Dubai. Through this creek, Dubai became a natural trade bridge between the East and the West. Then came the moment that changed the course of politics and economics for the entire region. In 1966, oil was discovered off the coast of Dubai. Although the discovery was not as big as Abu Dhabi, it certainly gave Dubai a strong foothold. Sheikh Rashid decided to invest the oil wealth in infrastructure, education, health, and trade, rather than squandering it on luxury. This was the fundamental difference that distinguished Dubai from other cities. Oil was not the goal of Dubai, but a means, and this thinking went on to prepare Dubai for a post-oil world. When the United Arab Emirates was formed in 1971, Dubai emerged with a new identity. It was no longer just a city, but a pillar of a federation. The leadership of Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan and the vision of Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum combined to create a union based on trust, respect, and a shared future. This union gave Dubai political stability, and political stability paved the way for economic development. In the 1970s and 1980s, Dubai made decisions that seemed extraordinary to the world at the time. The construction of Jebel Ali Port began, although at that time there was nothing around it, no population, no industry, no urgent need. But Sheikh Rashid knew that the future belongs to those who prepare for it first. A free zone was established alongside Jebel Ali Port, where foreign investors were given full ownership, tax benefits, and business freedom. This was the step that attracted businessmen from all over the world to Dubai. At the same time, air travel was also given central status in Dubai. Dubai International Airport was expanded, and it was dreamed of making it not just an airport, but a global gateway. Later, Emirates Airlines was established, which was initially viewed with suspicion. But within a few decades, it became one of the world's leading airlines. Emirates gave Dubai a central place on the world map, where East and West meet. The 1990s marked a turning point for Dubai. In this decade, Dubai began to establish itself as a tourist hub. Hotels, resorts, shopping malls, and entertainment centers began to be built. Projects like the Burj Al Arab emerged, which was not just a hotel, but a symbol of Dubai's confidence and courage. For the first time, the world realized that this city was becoming a center of experiences, dreams, and possibilities, not just commerce. At the same time, Dubai began to invest in sectors such as media, technology, finance, and real estate to further diversify its economy. Projects such as Dubai Media City, Internet City, and the Financial Center came into being. All this was happening under a clear strategy, which aimed to keep Dubai strong even in the post-oil world. Experts, engineers, creators, and investors from all over the world started coming and settling here, which made Dubai a multicultural, global city. In the 2000s, Dubai took the pace of development to a new level. Grandiose projects like the Burj Khalifa amazed the world. The Palm Jumeirah and other artificial islands proved that Dubai thinks not only with nature, but also beyond it. The permission of foreign ownership in real estate created a new wave of investment. and Dubai began to become a center of global capital. Then came the global financial crisis, which also affected Dubai. But this was the moment where Dubai's true strength was revealed. Through a transparent strategy, federal cooperation, and a long-term vision, Dubai recovered and emerged stronger than ever. The crisis was both a lesson for Dubai and a test, which it passed. After 2010, Dubai moved towards establishing itself as a smart city, a green economy, and a hub for future technologies. Expo 2020, later held in 2021, gave Dubai a new identity on the global stage. It was not just an exhibition, but an expression of Dubai's past, present, and future, showing the world how a desert settlement could become a global capital with vision, leadership, and hard work. Today's Dubai is not just a name for skyscrapers, luxury shopping, and modern infrastructure, but a story that has become an example of human determination, dreams, and struggle. This city is a testament to the fact that if leadership is far-sighted, decisions are bold, and the people are involved in the journey of development, then history can be made even from grains of sand. Dubai's journey now enters a phase where the city has moved beyond land and buildings to focus on the human experience, the future of the economy, and its strong global position. Today, Dubai is not only a commercial hub, but has emerged as an educational, technological, and creative hub. It is home to the world's best schools, universities, and research institutions, where young minds are trained to lead the future. These institutions are the cornerstones of Dubai's sustainable development, as the city knows that in the modern era, real estate or tourism alone does not guarantee growth, but knowledge, research, and creativity are the power of the future. Dubai has also strengthened its diplomacy, investment, and international partnerships to increase its influence on the global stage, establishing relations with different cultures and nations, participating in the global economy, and holding global conferences are part of Dubai's strategy. The city has become a platform for the world, where different nations, ideas, and capital come together to create a new experience. This is why Dubai is often called a global city, because everything here adapts to global standards and global thinking. Environmental awareness has also become a priority for Dubai. In the face of the world's growing environmental pressures, water scarcity, and rising temperatures, Dubai has made sustainability central to its policies. Large-scale solar power projects, water recycling, green buildings, and an eco-friendly transport system are signs that Dubai is thinking about its future generations. This is a moment where Dubai has mobilized itself, not just for growth, but for responsible growth. Social and cultural life is also taking a new turn in Dubai. Dubai has realized that economic and technological progress alone is not enough. People's quality of life, happiness, and relationships are also important. Therefore, community parks, sports opportunities, cultural events, and the arts have been promoted. This city is becoming not just a place to work, but a place to live, learn, and experience. Dubai's effort is to ensure that its residents are not only financially strong, but also emotionally and mentally satisfied. In this modern era of Dubai's story, technology and the digital economy are at the forefront. artificial intelligence, biotechnology, blockchain, fintech, and digital nomad culture are the foundations of Dubai's future. The city is sending a message to its young generation that there are not just opportunities to work here, but also opportunities to create, innovate, and make a global impact. This is why Dubai has attracted the world's experts, creators, and researchers, so that the city can become not only a hub for investment, but also a hub for global intellectual capital. Dubai's journey here is not just a story of geographical development, but a story of human vision, leadership, and determination. From past to present, Dubai has turned every opportunity into a challenge, every crisis into a lesson, and every dream into a reality. From ancient fishermen to modern engineers, every resident of Dubai has contributed to shaping the city's identity. Today, Dubai's future, its economy, society, technology, and environmental projects are intertwined. The city is not only an example of rapid growth, but also a symbol of responsible, balanced, and creative development. The story of Dubai shows that if the vision is clear, the leadership is strong, and the people are involved in the journey of development, even a desert can be transformed into a global city. Towards the end, it is clear that the secret of Dubai's success is not just wealth or rapid growth, but vision, leadership, and people's participation. Every decision, every plan, every construction, and every law is evidence that Dubai has embraced development as a continuous process, incorporating the experiences, challenges, and opportunities of each era. The city has always asked itself, what is next, and then answered with its actions. It is this culture of constant questioning and answering that makes Dubai alive, vibrant, and globally significant. Dubai's growth has been marked by setbacks and crises, but the city has always found new solutions, dreamed new dreams, and reinvented itself. It proves that if the vision is clear, the leadership is hardworking and far-sighted, and the people are involved in the journey of development, even a desert settlement can be transformed into a global city. Today's Dubai is a city that honors its past, embraces the progress of the present, and is constantly preparing for the possibilities of the future. It embraces its internal contradictions, global impacts, and environmental challenges and seeks to find solutions to them. These are the qualities that make Dubai not just a city, but an experience, an idea, and a global example. Ultimately, the story of Dubai is like a mirror, in which not only the city, but the world sees itself. Dreams, hard work, determination, challenges, and achievements are all reflected in it. The Dubai documentary can be concluded by saying that this city will always be asking questions, always seeking new directions for development, and always creating new possibilities according to its vision. This story is never complete, because with each new morning, Dubai dreams a new dream and tries to turn new dreams into reality.